it for the love, yeah.
Woke up this morning feeling magnificent, strong, black and powerful, ready to represent for my people all day, every day. Check the resume. I live these words, it's not just wordplay. Time to lift enough liberal power and strength. So without hesitation, I choose my gift. I do this for the love and not for the fame. By keeping it real, staying true to the game. That's why I'm always brainstorming, always in hustle mode, always on top of my game, throwing these lyrical body blows. Back in the day, I used to write battle rhymes all the time. Now with fan balance, it's messed up system. It's trying to stop my people from listening to the realness. Afraid they might feel this and take off them skinny jeans, put back on the red, black, and green, and elevate this up to be kings and queens, the natural being. I live out their purpose to the force extreme. This ain't hate music, it's love supreme. We manifest the movement by any means.
For the love, yes I do it for the love. Everything that I do, yes I do it for the love, for the love, for the love. Yes I do it for the love. Everything that I do, yes I do it for the love, for the love.
Still come proud on it.
Yo, 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 yo. What up, what up, what up? It's the R&G Podcast. I'm Gerald. Ron won't be here with me today, but we will be on tomorrow afternoon, both of us together. He just had a lot going on today, so he won't be on tonight. But I'm here. I see we got Arlene in the house. We got Lou in the house. Yo, yo, hey, hey, hey. Music loud and clear now, bro. Thank you. I know I'm prepared today. Yesterday was you know, it wasn't bad, but I mean, okay, it was bad. If you can't hear music, you can't hear music, so to speak. Um, but I got a pretty good show for today. I'm really gonna focus a lot on oh man, I think I made a little mistake just now, but I'm gonna fix it right now. But I'm gonna focus a little bit on relationships. I'm not a relationship doctor, but I just like hearing point of views from everybody because sometimes my mind wanders. I be thinking about a lot of different things in the relationship world and um what have you. And no, I just like to kind of broaden my opinions with other people and get their point of views and kind of pick their brains too. Um, so basically, I got a few clips from tonight's conversation. Like that's like my favorite um um app, not app, but my favorite site on my favorite page. I'm sorry, I can't even talk. Yeah, my favorite page on Instagram because they talk about a lot of good things, and it's a lot of things that I feel like some of us are kind of scared to talk about. Like a lot of people sometimes are scared to talk about certain things in their relationship. Maybe they're embarrassed about certain things, or maybe I don't know. People go through a lot of things, and they just don't know really how to have the outlet to kind of speak their mind about certain things. So, like I said, this podcast tonight is going to be based on um relationships and a couple different things I want to kind of put out there. Let me throw the logo up. Hope I don't get sued for using their trademark, but I think that was kind of fire in the background. It's kind of dope. Orlean said, I'm an old head and it's after my bedtime. I know I'm an old head too. Well, you're older than me, but still, it's past my bedtime too. But I wanted to get this done. All right, so I'm gonna go with the first video if I can. I know you guys can't see the video, so as always, I'm gonna play it so you guys can hear it. Hopefully, it's not too loud. If it's too loud, let me know, guys. So here's the first video.
A lot of times relationships do prepare us for relationships. No one you meet is going to be perfect. And so sometimes you meet somebody who's not ready in that moment, in that season, but being in a relationship with you and you being with him, helps both of y'all prepare for the better and for what's ready. Listen, the Bible says it's not safe for man, healthy for man to be alone. That's not man, that's woman. That doesn't just mean romantic relationships. It's because we learned through relationships something called experience, and experience gives us wisdom. You can't isolate and learn all that you need to know. There's no such thing as being ready sometimes. Sometimes you got to go unready, you got to go broken, you got to go confused, you got to go distrusting yourself, but you got to show up and you got to do the work in the relationship.
Trio, I'm sorry.
Go for it.
How many times have you been a lesson? How many times have you been somebody's lab rat and test dummy, stepping stool to a greater thing, and he took all that you built into him and gave it to the next woman? All I'm saying is, I'll let you speak. My point I'm trying to say is, there are so many people that's signing up. Let that man prove with his actions that he is a changed man from that behavior he exhibited in that relationship he up. Quit letting somebody say, well, that's just because I was with her. If you don't have tangible actions to tell me why you did, this is why we ask questions. What was your last relationship like? How did it end? You figure out what these people's patterns are, and when you figure out their patterns, you say, what have you done to heal? What have you done to improve? Let me see the works of it.
Now it did get a little bit of heated, and I did switch it. You guys are right. I did switch it back to the the regular logo that I had in the back. But in that conversation, it did get a little bit of heated. With the exchange from the person in the crowd, from the audience to to the we got the guys that's up there hosting to the host or whatever. But what's your thoughts about that? Or if you need me to play it back a little bit, I'll play it back a little bit. But I mean, I agree um with the host when he was talking about if a man is kind of changed his behavior and and is trying to do right, he deserves a chance. But what's your thoughts about that? Let me know. Matter of fact, yeah, that is a lot to unpack. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. I'll play it a little bit again. Turn it down because that was a little loud. I don't know if it was too loud for y'all. Let's play it again.
I'll let you speak. My point I'm trying to say is, there are so many people that's signing up. Let that man prove with his actions that he is a changed man from that behavior he exhibited in that relationship he up. Quit letting somebody say, well, that's just because I was with her. If you don't have tangible actions to tell me why you did, this is why we ask questions. What was your last relationship like? How did it end? You figure out what these people's patterns are, and when you figure out their patterns, you say, what have you done to heal? What have you done to improve? Let me see the works of it.
Now, I do have a question though. I mean, has anybody ever been in like a really bad relationship where it's like, damn, this relationship was such a disaster that you didn't know how you was gonna heal from it, how you didn't know how you was gonna get like get back on that in that realm of like you want to give someone else a try, you want to try it again, you want to try dating again. Has anybody ever felt that way before? Orlean says, one thing I will say, everyone isn't your assignment. Yeah, that's true. Everybody is not your assignment. I do agree with that. um but relationships are hard enough when you uh let me backtrack. Let me not say that because I was gonna sound real stupid just now. If you are in a relationship, in my opinion, I really feel like you only make it hard on yourself when you really do dumb shit. I mean, if you're not doing dumb shit in your relationship, then things should kind of be a little bit more easier for you to be able to progress and grow in your relationship. Not a lot of people know how to build in relationships. There's a lot of people that and I'm not, yeah, there's a lot of people that they're just not relationship people. You know what I mean? Like there's some people that just don't know how to do it. Just and then when you're the one in the relationship that's being the coach and trying to run the team and all that. I mean, you're doing double work, triple work, quadruple work, and it's like it's a waste of time and it's a waste of energy when you're doing so much and you're pretty much doing your own. Um, says I agree with the dude, and it goes both ways though. That's true. And Orleans says relationships are work. Too many people, male and female, want the reward without the work. Right. That's the point that I was getting to. Um, it's too many instances in relationships with people where it's like it's only one person trying to right the ship, and you can't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. And um that's how a lot of feelings get hurt. That's how a lot of bitterness, all types of stuff. And then you have the either the broken woman or the broken man. He just it's just a lot of craziness and a lot of chaos, and it's just a lot. It's a lot. um so yeah, I know a lot of people have been there before. But it's all about how you heal from that. It's all about how you actually get back into the swing of things with another relationship. But the thing about that though is you can't bring any other baggage that you had in any other relationship to a new relationship, because that new relationship is not going to be successful. Matter of fact, no relationship that you're ever going to have is going to be successful if you bring baggage upon baggage upon baggage. It's going to be too much, bullshit with that. So, we got some comments. We got some more comments. Lou says, some people, men and women, sometimes get into relationships before healing. So I think, okay, Lou, finish that up for me so I can get that out. Um, if I'm gonna try to say your name, I don't know if I'm gonna say it right, but I'm gonna say the first name. Um, Fabian or Fabine. Excuse me if I said it wrong. She says, you can't make someone heal. That process needs to happen from the choice they make. Um, Arlene says, right, Coach Lou, folk kill me saying they in love with the next person after only being broken up for three. Yo, that's a fact. Oh, okay. Oh man, my bad. Oh man, the name threw me off right here. I know who you are now. Got you. Hi. But yeah, like you know, a lot of people. I don't know. Like I always said this though. Before I get into that thought that I had, that little process I had, I always said this, man. The word love is used way too loosely. There's a lot that comes. There's a lot of firepower that comes with that word. When you say that you love someone, I mean, that's that's a really strong commitment to me. And you got to know how to love, yo. We already talked about that just moments ago, that a lot of people don't know how to love, yo. So it's like, if you don't know how to love, then how you going to say to a person, to the person you with, how you going to tell them that you love them? I mean, how do you love? You know what I mean? I mean, there's a playbook for everything. It's a playbook for everything. And if you don't know the playbook about love, then you know what? You don't need to be in a relationship. You don't need to be throwing that word around like it's like it's a dollar bill, because at the end of the day, man, it's gonna be a lot of people getting hurt. Um, there's a difference between saying how you love and being in love. The problem is that people don't know the difference. Right, right, exactly. People do not know the difference, man. And that's yeah, facts. Right, Lou, facts. That's facts. A lot of people don't know the difference between what love is, man. And you know, I mean, and I ain't gonna lie, shit. You know, I used to be that person. It took a minute for me to understand certain things about what I was saying, what I was doing, and how I was moving. And as you get older, you learn from mistakes. You learn from your failures in your relationship, so that way when you get into your next your new relationship, you know what mistakes not to make. You know how you know as a man you're supposed to treat the woman that you're with. You know how you want to be treated as a man. So by you want to be treated the way you want to be treated as a man, you want that woman to treat you the same way, or you want to treat that woman the same way. So Orlean says some folk don't know how because they never loved childhood. That's another fact. Some people don't don't really get that whether it's a single parent home house or whatever. Especially and if I'm wrong, correct me, but this is what my opinion. um I really feel like when a woman or when a woman is younger and she loses her father at an early age, whether he just abandoned and left or whatever the case may be. I really feel like with the father is always going to give his daughter that type of love so that way she can understand that a man's love is genuine, and a man's she's gonna know that. So I really feel like when a female loses that fatherly love, that fatherly figure, it just kind of messes her up as she gets older, because maybe she just feels like she can't trust men. She can't trust, she just has trust issues and things of that nature. Um, oh, got more comments. Arlene said, self love is the most powerful love. Once you do that, you can love in several ways. And we also have being in love or the process of falling in love takes real time. It really shouldn't be rushed. Nah, it shouldn't be rushed at all. You always take your time with the process. The in building that foundation and building love. I mean, I really feel like that's the best part of the whole relationship, because as you're building and as you're getting stronger with that bond, it's sky's the limit with y'all. But a lot of people don't take the time to do that at all, and that's a tragedy. And that's what causes a lot of these breakups. That's what causes a lot of these, like I said before, a lot of bitterness and a lot of animosity towards, one another. True love is never rushed; it just happens, right? But yeah, I agree with that. But I'll also still say that you still, um, okay. No, my Lou said what I was gonna say. He said what I was gonna say. Um, facts, cuz she said facts, cuz however, the mother has to do their part. If the mom is a hoe, the sons will treat a woman as such until he moves past what the mother showed in showed in his she treated him. Okay, I know what you mean. A little typo there, but I got you. But yeah, I definitely agree with all that. You all are hitting it on the button. Hitting on the button. Love should never be rushed. Love should never be used loosely. I mean, too many people fall in love quick, and when you fall in love quick, nothing really comes out of that but a lot of heartache, in my opinion. Got another video. A woman. Nah, I don't want to play that one. Let's go with this one right here.
To know when to come into his feminine, to pull his girl out of the fit that she may be in. And a lot of the times what men do, period, is if a woman gets into a tiff, because we have to remember masculinity keeps track. Oh, I've showed up every day. I told her I loved her yesterday, today, this morning. You think you're doing a good job. But that one time you didn't say I love you on the phone, we're over here like, damn, does he love me? Like, and that's just a natural thing, by the way. People could say, well, she's insecure. You can say whatever you want to say. Why does a baby cry? Why does a dog howl? Why does the sun come up in the east and go down in the west? It's just the way that it is, and we get to emotionally regulate that. But oftentimes, what do men do? Men say, well, why are you so upset? What did I do wrong? Don't you see that I did? Now you're trying to run off the track record, not realizing that femininity lives in the now. How do I feel right now? And if you can't come to say, oh, damn, baby, you're right. I meant to say that I love you. I don't even, then she can come out of the fit and get away from the wrath and come back into flow of, that's passive aggressive. No, it's because we're looking at patterns. Why are we looking at patterns? Because we're checking for safety. We are always testing, am I safe here?
Whatever causes you to take the history of peace that I've given you from whatever time, right? Obviously, if I'm your man at this point, we've got at least 7, 8, 9 seasons of qualifications that made me a person that you could lead with. And because one spike or decrease in femininity makes you all of a sudden question your security, then maybe you didn't feel safe here.
No, that's
you have your own work to do. But what I'm supposed to do as a man is be like, you know what, babe? I understand.
This is exactly why men and women fight, because you're going to logic and she naturally goes to emotion. What you're saying makes sense, okay?
Of course it does.
Everything that you're saying makes sense logically, but emotionally, it doesn't make sense. And even a regulated woman, because it is natural. Why does a dog bark? I don't know. Why does a woman feel the way that she feels? I don't know.
No, my only problem, I understand the spike, and I understand that at some point she will get back to center and realize that she was safe. But what is my role other than offering a safe space for her to regulate her own feelings? I'm not going to come in here and pander to you on that day and be like, oh man, my girl. I'm more inclined.
Why can't you just love your person for who they and how they are?
No, because it takes a lot less energy and it causes a lot less confusion if you process your own emotion as you give it out or shortly thereafter.
When you say women live in the now, it's almost like saying, what have you done for me lately?
No, this is not
that. Everything I've done.
I don't know. Year 3, season 2. Babe didn't text me, I love you back. I don't know if I'm safe.
All right, so let's get into it. Yo, I don't understand why that happens. And yes, that is passive and aggressive as fuck. And it's really crazy. For any woman to get uptight off of words or off of some type of security, just because I was on the phone with you, we hung up, I didn't tell you I love you. I mean, how many, ah, yo, it's aggravating. It's aggravating. I can't even really speak clearly on it, man, because it just aggravates me, man. Like that's something that will piss me the fuck off. Like why are you like this? Why are you like this? And then for her to feel like she has to be like on some shit like, oh, why you can't accept me for who I am, accept you for who you are? Like, yo, do you see what the fuck you doing right now? Like, why am I accepting this? Why am I dealing with this? Why is anybody dealing with this? That's crazy to me. That's actually what that's exactly what it sounds like. What we got? I disagree with her. I tell Curtis I love him often. On Friday, he said, Bay, when was the last time I told you I love you? I said, I don't know. You don't say it as often as I do. One time he doesn't say I love you, he shouldn't negate all that he has said and done prior. Arlene says he then said, well, I love you. I said, yep. Okay, well, Arlene, you already know how he feels about you regardless. And even if he doesn't say I love you like 2-3 days in a row, you know what I mean? Like the feelings doesn't change. You already know like what it is. And that's the issue that, I have with this with that clip I just played, because it's like, damn, you already know what it is. And why are you questioning my love for you? All the things that I do for you on a daily basis, or we do for each other on a daily basis, why does my feelings change because I didn't give you a compliment or give you, you know what I mean? Like, weird shit. It's weird shit. Um, I can't type everything in one point. It's a cutoff. Oh man, yeah. He dropped a bomb on Will. Need that fool to know I love him hands down every day. Oh, that's what's up, cuz. That's what's up. But yeah, yo, to any insecure woman. Is insecure the right word to say with this though? I mean, because he's talking about she needs to know she's safe. You know what I mean? But all I'm just trying to say is that for women that actually out here doing this, man, y'all gotta stop that shit, yo. For real. Um, there's some comments in here that I want to read. It says a man forgets to tell his lady "I love you" during a busy day. She now questions if he does. Is she overacting? Hell yeah, she's overacting. You know what I mean? Like, yo, there's 24 hours in a day. I mean, if you're busy or if you got the type of job where you're killing yourself like 16, 18 hours a day, you don't got time to really be on the phone like that. You know what I'm saying? Or by the time you get in the house, maybe everybody in your house is asleep. But I mean, I don't know. Like, this is some women that just really feel like that. I see when I see women like that, I see them as very clingy women, just clingy for no reason. They just want to cling because it's just in their nature. That's what they want to do. No one should ever be looking for their partner to say "I love you." It doesn't come natural. If it doesn't come naturally, it isn't real. I don't want it. I agree. I agree. My wife and I sometimes don't say it at times, and it's a given. She know what time it is, right? Tell her, Coach Lou. I'm playing Hazel. Don't get mad at me. I was just joking. um, Orleans says yes. She is. But don't get it twisted. There are some men who behave the same way. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely agree. Yep, yep. So yeah. Now here's another comment I'm gonna read real quick. Now this person, she's actually agreeing with both parties in this clip that I played. She said they're both right. I think men get tired of the emotional Olympics though. It makes them feel like they're failing and when they're trying their best. Grace is needed on both ends. But why do you say that they're both right? I don't understand that. Hmm. Well, whatever. Um. Another comment said, just hearing her is exhausting. The woman that was talking on the panel, they said, just hearing her is exhausting. We all should learn to regulate our emotions and stop expecting reassurance, validation from others. Be an adult. Hell yeah, I agree with that. Be a goddamn adult. Um, Arlene says, I agree. I don't want what is rehearsed. I would take the showering of love over the words any day. I hear that. I hear that. Actions speak louder than words. You absolutely, absolutely. If there's no action behind your words, man, I mean, you're just you're just full of shit, man. Like the kids say, you capping. Why you capping? Amen to that. All right. I do have another one. Play in a second. My computer been acting slow the last couple of days. I have no idea why, but bear with me. Bear with me. Here we go.
Light me up, and I'm okay with that. A lot of black men, when a woman comes in and she's extremely submissive, they've never experienced that. Right. That's an aha moment for them. Oh, no. And hold on. If they have experienced it, like they all three said facts at one time, they haven't experienced it to the level of full submission. It might be a little bit of touch and go, and it's like, and then now what do I get in return? But they haven't really experienced a woman just loving and doting and submitting.
When I got it. The wrong woman submits to the results. Amen.
The right woman submits to the process. And if I gotta show you so I'm submitted to the process of whatever this is every day, no matter what it is, how hard, how good, whatever. We're gonna go to hell and back if I'm submitting to this. But you're gonna do the same.
To your point, when you say a lot of men haven't experienced full submission, there's a pocket of men that may have not experienced that because their results or their own life at that time didn't attract a woman like that.
Okay.
Because women that would
I can see that.
otherwise be fully submissive to that man assessed and said, that's not a safe enough place to be. So I'm going to avoid this man and go to find somebody else. It's now I'm expected to provide at a level that my mother wasn't. I'm expected to now shift through a lot of men who are not as marriage minded as they used to be. And now it's like it would be foolish for me to go in here offering this before this man proves it's safe enough for me. So when we say, well, this is how I show up my authentic self, I would argue a lot of women are being misled because they show up that way. A lot of women are giving their bodies to men before they should because they show up that way, because you're fully trusting a man that didn't qualify himself first.
Ooh, that last part. That last part. Wow. Um, yeah. So my thing is this, like, a are men like really afraid to have a woman that's very submissive, that does, you know everything that he's not used to, you know what I mean? Because I know a lot of men, you know I don't know. I'm not speaking on experience, because I'm I haven't had a very submissive woman in my life. You know what I mean? And I'm very open for that. And I'm gonna just put that out there. I'm very open for that. I wouldn't mind that at all. To be honest with you, submission doesn't fully happen until that man proves that he is a worthy man in to be submissive to. Yes, that's true. That's true. You know, you really gotta earn your stripes in certain graces, with this too. So you can't get it twisted. It just doesn't happen automatically. I hear men all the time say that he want his woman to be submissive, but on the flip side, is he doing the same in return for his wife, for his, for the lady he with? It's just a lot of questions, with that. Um, there's a comment on here that I'm gonna read real quick. It's a pretty long one, but it's um, it's a real good comment. It says it's interesting when it comes to being submissive. A woman has to feel comfortable. Comfortability comes with trust. Trust comes with consistency. If a man has consistently shown that he truly cherishes and values a woman, he will receive the best version of that woman. The word submissive gets on my damn nerves. It's just trust. It's trusting that a man truly has that woman's back, that he want to add her happiness in any way that he can, while also protecting her. It don't be as deep as people try to make it seem. Just appreciate the person you're with, speak love into them, continue to learn them. That's how you receive that softer side, that loving side. So I definitely agree with that as well. We got some more comments that jumped in here. I'm trying to read them real quick. Nah, I don't want and didn't marry a woman that is completely submissive. I love a bit of a fighter. Laughing out loud. Wow, Lou, crazy man. Um, would you say so, like? Wait, let me go back. Let me go back. Soleil said submission. Oh, I did read that. So Arlene agreed with that. All right. Being submissive doesn't mean you're not a fighter. Yeah, I can agree with that too. I definitely can agree with that. You could be submissive and still be a fighter. Um, it is what it is with that. Submissive for me is knowing the man is the head. He is the authority. The problem for some men is they can't lead. Um, can't. be the lead, can't be the head, and has no authority over nothing, not even themselves. Yeah, yeah. You got some men that's in relationships, man. Like, you know, they're not really doing the manly duties part of the relationship, or in the relationship. You got some men that just, they probably just want the sex in a relationship. I don't know. But the whole thing about being the head, being the head of the household, the man of the house, all that stuff. You have to be able to do the job that comes with that. If you can't do the job that comes with that, then what are you here for? What are you there for? What are you in a relationship for? You know what I mean? It's like, with women that are in situations where they're with a man that can't really be a man. You're basically putting yourself in a bad situation. You know what I mean? Now you got a bad taste in your mouth, and now you feeling some type of way, and now you got this, uh, you know, judgment on the man you with. But it's like you want to blame it on every man in the world, and you really can't, because you really got some good guys that's out here. There's really good men that's out here, and I really feel like, you know, they're not found because of all the, the bullshit some of the other men do. You know, so that's just how it is, man. A woman who can let the man lead and let him make mistakes without jumping all over him is a keeper. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Where's she at though? Where is she at? She got to be somewhere. Yeah, I agree too. All right. Let me see. Got another one.
What has transpired over the last few years is the social media sphere has thrown the word red flag into the everyday lexicon of human beings. You feel me? So now the word is often overused, and it's used in a very dramatic and visceral way to point out things that we don't approve in other people. Another human being cannot tell you what red flags should be to you. Therefore, they can't inform you of the questions to ask as far as what red flags are for you. You may be a conservative Catholic. A red flag for you would be any man that's not. It's not to say he's a bad man. It's to say that a red flag just means that this is a point to stop and investigate further. Red flags don't have to be these glaring flaws in people. It doesn't have to be an evil, conniving, manipulative man and like that. It's just a man who has things that you investigate. And those investigations don't always mean deal breaker either. You feel me? Like, bro, people have taken this notion of investigating another person and made, like Mike said, made it this game to where you have to weave and manipulate and try to get through unscathed. Hey, listen, y'all, I'm sorry to say that when you dating, you gonna get hurt. It's a part of the game. And if you're not built for that, it's okay if you stay in the house. If you don't understand that intimacy, allowing people to come close to you, comes with the risk of them not knowing how to handle what they find, then you don't need to go outside.
All right. As that was playing, we have more comments that went in. So I'm gonna read the comments real quick. Then we talk about that clip I played. And y'all can give me your comments on that. Um, Trying to catch up. Damn, y'all type fast, yo. Oh man. Okay, Soleil, you have a point, or should I say shouldn't happen? Thank you, Arlene. Oh, I like that too, Soleil. That was a great comment, and really, uh, okay. I think I'm caught up. Um. Okay, yeah. Soleil, I see you. Put your hand up. I got you. I see you. Lou said, and she holds me down. She's my foundation. Without her, I don't know where I'd be. Uh, Soleil said that's beautiful. Arlene said I will speak for me. All Curtis thinks about is how to provide for the family. Yeah, that's yeah, that's important. Where he may forgot to do something or sort of mess up something, I come alongside him and you fix it. You fix what you can. So yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Lou said, and Arlene, you're his foundation. That's what a foundation does, and we need more women like that who ride or die. I agree. Um, Arlene said, I don't point the finger. We are a team, one and the same goal. I'm just smarter. I do behind him. I do behind him and make decisions, and we find out he says his brother needs an Arlene in their life. um, wow. Oh, oh, yeah. Hi, Arlene. Yeah, look. I see what you said. I'm good. I'm good. I can do it on my own. I'm a big boy now. I'm a big boy now. I'm going to my computer. I can't type on this phone. All right, cool. Um, all right. So the last video that I played, do I gotta play it again? Let me know if I need to play it again so y'all can hear it again. If not, we could talk about it. We could talk about it. Matter of fact, you know what? Forget the video. I got a question. Got a question. Um, and I'm gonna direct it to the ladies first. And then me and Lou, we can jump in on the question afterwards. But my question is, um, what? Okay, I'll play. I'll play. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Just want to ask this question real quick. Um, what is what is the biggest red flag that a man can give to a woman? Like the biggest red flag, like the biggest turn off, like something that like it's like major. Just curious. Just curious. And then I'll play the clip. Matter of fact, Orleans said, "Play it if you can." I meant no, you can't find. Stop playing, Arlene. Come on, Arlene. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. But yo, don't. Never mind. Never mind. But seriously, red flags. Red flags. Tell me. I want to hear from the women their biggest red flags that a man that a man can dish off or the biggest turn off. Just curious. I want to know what your response to that is. Then I'm gonna play the clip now. I'm gonna play it again. Actually, you know what? Hold up. Okay, now I can play it. How to reset it?
Is the social media sphere has thrown the word red flag into the everyday lexicon of human beings. You feel me? So now the word is often overused and it's used in a very dramatic and visceral way to point out things that we don't approve in other people. Another human being cannot tell you what red flags should be to you. Therefore, they can't inform you of the questions to ask as far as what red flags are for you. You may be a conservative Catholic. A red flag for you would be any man that's not. It's not to say he's a bad man. It's to say that a red flag just means that this is a point to stop and investigate further. Red flags don't have to be these glaring flaws in people. It doesn't have to be an evil, conniving, manipulative man and like that. It's just a man who has things that you investigate. And those investigations don't always mean deal breaker either. You feel me? Like, bro, people have taken this notion of investigating another person and made like Mike said, made it this game to where you have to weave and manipulate and try to get through unscathed.
All right, so give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts. I mean, I do agree that if there are some red flags, it, it don't necessarily mean it gotta be a deal breaker. So some things you can actually some red flags I feel like you can actually kind of work through. Um, if it depending if it's minor, like a minor red flag, you can kind of get around that. But no major red flags. I mean, it's a wrap. I think that's a deal breaker. You can't really fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it's a no for me. Um, Lou said, abusive man, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Elaborate. What you mean by that, coach? What you mean by that? Only said have kids and they have no contact with them. That's horrible, man. I mean, yo, how can you not have contact with kids, yo? But hey, it is what it is. That's how some of these dudes are. You know what I mean? They make these babies and they don't take care of them, and you know, that's sucks. It sucks, but I agree with that. Orlean said, "I don't like the word red flags. It's simply what I don't like. No goals, no sense of direction. Can't hold a conversation." Soleil says, "I'm with you on that one." Orlean, yeah. Um, Communication, conversation, all that plays a role in when you're you know courting a significant person, woman, man, other, whatever you want to call it. You gotta have it. You gotta be able to hold a conversation. You gotta be able to talk. You gotta be mindful about certain things, goals. You gotta have goals. You gotta have standards. Like there's a lot that comes with trying to build a relationship with a person, and if you are not capable of doing that, then you're not going to get far. A lot it's not going to happen for you. You know that's why it's always best. And I have this term in my head, and um the term in my head for me, you know a lot of times men fall in love with the physical. They fall in love with the physical. It's attractive, it's beautiful, she's pretty, she got a nice body, she got a big butt, she got big breasts, nice breasts, all that stuff, right? And that's pretty much what you see it and you kind of want it, right? But what's wrong with making love to her mind, making her feel at ease with a conversation and talking and getting to know her, getting to know her pet peeves, getting to know things that excite her, that make her feel good, or what I mean. Like that's more important than trying to get in between her thighs, yo. If you ask me, I mean, that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. Now, have I always looked at it that way? No, I ain't gonna lie about that. No, I never looked at it. I don't want to say never, but didn't before. You know what I'm saying? But growing up and just just trying to understand, what I need to do more and how I need to be a better fit for the person that I'm gonna have in my life. I mean, that's you know what I do. That's what I do now. Not recently either, but now. Just putting that out there. Okay, we got more comments. Arlene says, Soleil, I was in VA for what was supposed to be a great weekend with a guy and his family. He made the mistake of calling me out my, ooh, wow, called you out your name. I said, let me go for a walk. He said, yeah, do that. Wow. Lou said, I don't have the space to type it out laughing out loud, what I meant by my comment. Okay. Well, we'll talk, coach. We'll talk. Soleil says, girl, I would have packed up and left. At that point, I lose respect for that man. Um, so morning else is possible. Um, okay. So she meant nothing else is possible. And I read it anyway like a dummy. So stupid me. Arlene says, I got my bag, got in my car and left when he called and said dinner is ready. I said, all the person. I said, tell the person you called a bitch to eat. I'm on 85 South heading back home. He thought I was joking. I was gone. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy, man. Nah, for real. That's crazy. Um, oh, nah, yeah, he was bugging. Soleil says, yes, Arlene. That sounded real funny for me. I ain't gonna do that no more. That's a corny Hackensack dude. Woo, he's from Hackensack too. Damn. That's even worse. Lou said, damn, Arlene, not all of us like that. Nah, not all of us is like that, you know. But a dude like that, nah, peace. You don't need nobody like that in your life that's gonna call you out your name, make you feel crazy. Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. Whew. All right, so let me see. I'm gonna play one more, and then we're gonna wrap it up because I know it's past everybody's bedtime. Just give me a second, guys. Give me a second. All tangled up over here. Jesus Christ. I'm all over the place. All right. I don't know how that happened. All right, here we go. Here's another one, last one, and then we're gonna close the show out.
We're wrong to not expect anyone to help us.
Yeah.